Welcome everyone to the Marin Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This session is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And with that, I will turn it over to our first presenter, Portland State University.
Thank you so much. Make sure my audio is on here. So welcome to Portland State University. My name is Dave Kobzina, and I am the Assistant Director for Transfer Recruitment at Portland State. I am also the admissions counselor who works with students from Marin County and the entire Bay Area, so I will be a good point of contact if you have questions going forward. Portland State University, we have about 26,000 students altogether. We are the second largest university here in Oregon. That includes about 21,000 undergraduates, but even of that population, you have a fair number of students that are going part-time, taking online classes or courses in the evening, so it's really spread out throughout the day. We are the state's only urban institution. We are right in the heart of downtown Portland. We are in the University District. We like to say that we're 8 blocks from Pioneer Square, which is what's considered Portland's living room. So if you look at San Francisco, it's like saying we're 8 blocks from Union Square. We have plenty of housing on campus. We have 10 residence halls. We have clubs, about 200. We have 11 different cultural and resource centers. We have Division I sports and the Big Sky Conference. So we have a lot of the traditional activities that you are going to find at other institutions, except we don't have any set boundaries because we are still using the city of Portland as our classroom in many ways. We are the most diverse four-year institution here in Oregon. As you can see on the screen, nearly half of our students identify as coming from a racially or ethnically diverse background. Nearly 40% of our students also identify as being first generation. Now, when we talk about being an urban campus, we still, like I said, we use the city of Portland as our classroom. In order to graduate, everyone is required to either do an internship or a community-based project, although many will do both. We don't want you to just get this piece of paper that says, I have my bachelor's degree, what do I go do with it? We want you to go out into the community as a whole and find those hands-on opportunities. We are known as the Silicon Forest. It is a corny play on words from the Silicon Valley, but it is very high-tech here in the Portland metro region. We have about 200 academic programs that you can choose from. Some of our bigger majors are going to be in business and engineering, followed by the health sciences, psychology, as well as graphic design. Students are not required to declare a major coming in. That is only mandated by the end of your sophomore year. But at the very least, you are required to declare an advising pathway, where we group similar majors together. There are 7 of these in total, which means you have an assigned academic advisor from day one. They will help you not only with major planning if necessary, but also course planning and career planning. So they're with you throughout your journey at Portland State. The only time you will have to switch academic advisors is if you are switching pathways, which does not happen all that often. We do not have any impacted programs here, so you will be able to graduate within 4 years. And our University Honors College is the only urban-focused honors college in the country. From an admissions standpoint, a couple of things that you need to get into Portland State. First is a 3.0 GPA, and that's cumulative unweighted. So we're looking at all classes since day one of freshman year. Average for us is about a 3.4. And then we have our subject requirements, all of which need to be met with a C- or better. So we're looking for 4 years of English, 3 years of math through at least Algebra 2, 3 years of science, and 3 years of social science. Meet the GPA, you meet the subjects, you are admissible to Portland State. We are a test optional university. We have been for many years. We will continue to be so for years to come. The application process, pretty simple. There is an online application, which will take you about 20 minutes to complete. It is PSU specific, so we're not part of Common App. There's also a $50 application fee, although we do have a fee deferral you can use instead. And then we need your official high school transcripts. Once everything is submitted, it takes about 2 weeks in which for us to make a decision. We operate on rolling admissions, which means there are no formal application deadlines. That said, we still encourage you to apply at some point in the fall, if at all possible. Cost of attendance, we do break it down into two different columns here. Standard out-of-state tuition is just under $30,000 per year, but we are part of WUI, Western Undergraduate Exchange, which would bring it down to about $14,300. I'll talk about those criteria in just a second. Total cost of attendance, when we factor everything together, housing and meals, actually it's about $11,000 if you're living on campus. It's about $45,000. With WUI, it's going to be about $30,000 per year. Again, a lot of these though are going to be variable, so really take all of that into account when you are looking at the cost of attendance. To qualify for WUI, you need one of three things: either a 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA, or a 1270 SAT, or a 27 composite on the ACT. If you have one of those three, you will have WUI for all 4 years. You must start in the fall. You must apply for admission by June 15th. That is going to be a formal deadline, and submit your final high school transcripts by August 1st. There are no major restrictions to WUI, and we do not cap the number of students who receive it. If you do not meet the eligibility requirements for WUI, we have the Out-of-State Opportunity Scholarship, which is good for up to $10,000 per year. You must apply for admission also by June 15th. Unfortunately, students cannot receive both WUI and Out-of-State Opportunity. It is going to be either or. We also have a general scholarship application, which is now open. It has a February 1st deadline. If you have questions after today, again, I will be your admissions counselor, so feel free to reach out to me either by email or by phone. I'm also happy to schedule one-on-one appointments if you have questions after today. So thank you all very much.
Okay, up next, we have Pacific Northwest College of Art.
Okay. Perfect. Hi, everyone. I am Anastasia Greer. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Pacific Northwest College of Art in Portland, Oregon. So we are in the Pearl District of Portland, so close to the downtown area, but more in the art scene area. So we are a very small private nonprofit art college. We have about 500 undergraduate students. So we are on the small side. So classes range from 5 to 10 students in a class. This is an image of the inside of our campus. So at PNCA, we offer Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees and Master of Fine Arts degrees. So we have 11 majors and 8 minors to choose from. And a big thing about PNCA is that we are very interdisciplinary. So you're able to take classes in a little bit of everything, no matter what major you choose. So major-wise, we have creative writing, printmaking, general fine arts, painting, sculpture, intermedia, illustration, graphic design, animated arts, video and sound, and photography. And then our 8 minors are art and ecology, art history, ceramics, creative writing, drawing, fashion, game, and graphic design. So at PNCA, you don't choose your major until sophomore year. So that gives you the foundation year where you are able to take classes in a little bit of everything and kind of make your decision for your major after trying everything out and gaining technical skills in every area. So these are a set of required classes that you're taking. But again, you don't choose your major until sophomore year, so you have time to explore everything. And then that leads you to your thesis year, which is your senior year. So throughout your time at PNCA, you have different mentors every semester that are leading you along the way, connecting you with artists in the community, gallery spaces, and also helping you to be prepared for your thesis year. So during your thesis year, you are doing a final body of work, giving a professional talk about your work to a group, and they are asking you questions, and you leave PNCA with a very professional body of work. And then housing wise, we have what's called Art House, which is about 4 blocks away from campus. So they are apartment style dorms, so not the traditional dorm. So there's a full kitchen, washer and dryer, and bathroom in every unit, and very close to campus. And these are required for incoming freshman students. And then we have Bridge Lab Career Services. So we are very supportive, and we really push students to start interning as soon as sophomore year. And very supportive of students to network in the Portland community. So students can intern, they have the option of interning, but then our graphic design students are required to intern. But they intern at places like Adobe, Adidas, Wieden & Kennedy, Nike. Portland is very supportive of the arts. And then we also have professional practice workshops that take place multiple times a week, where you can learn things like how to do your taxes as an artist, starting your own gallery spaces, writing grants, writing contracts for your work. So lots of great things to prepare you for your career after graduating. And then we also have pre-college. So I highly suggest that students who are interested in going to an art college attend pre-college programs. So this is something that all ACAD, or Association of Independent Colleges of Art and Design, schools have. I highly suggest, it's a great way for you to put your portfolio together, see what it's like on campus, also meet faculty members. And then a little about how to apply. So our application is totally free, which is great. And then we do require portfolios. So that's 10 to 15 examples of your work. Within the portfolio, we have no requirements. So I highly suggest that it's work that you've made in the last couple of years, so it's more recent, and what you consider to be your strongest work. Medium-wise, it can be pretty much a range of everything. It can be writing, video work, painting, drawing, sketchbook pages, anything that you feel strongest about. And of course, I can help you narrow things down and choose things for the portfolio. And then up to 10 pages of writing samples if you are interested in creative writing as well. And then we do have an optional essay or artist statement telling us about yourself and your work and what you plan on doing in college. And then of course, your high school or college transcripts. So we do not require ACT or SAT scores. Even if you sent them our way, we don't look at them. We're more focused on your portfolio, essay, and GPA. And then scholarship-wise, every admitted student receives a merit scholarship. So those range from $10,000 to $20,000 a year based on your whole application. On top of that, we have early application scholarships. So if you apply by December 15th, and this is every year, you automatically get an extra $1,000 a year scholarship. And then we also have juried merit scholarships. So these are based on your portfolio and your financial need. And these are up to an additional $10,000 a year. We also have equity scholarships for incoming BIPOC students, and we award 2 $5,000 a year scholarships and 2 full ride scholarships. And those are renewable for up to 5 years, as all of our scholarships are. And then of course, grant assistance based on your financial need from your FAFSA. And that covers everything, a little bit of everything. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me and ask them in the Q&A. Thank you.
Wonderful. Our next institution is Southern Oregon University.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Jamie Martin, and I am the Bay Area Admissions Counselor here at Southern Oregon University. Just a warning, my mic does have an issue of cutting out sometimes, so if that happens, just let me know and I'll go back and cover anything that might have been missed. So Southern Oregon University, we are a medium-sized institution located in Oregon, just 15 minutes past the California and Oregon border. Just under 6,000 students here at SOU, with a student to faculty ratio of about 20:1. And an average class size of about 22 students. Here, I can attest on the size of the campus. It is a very comfortable sized institution. Not too big, not too small. It feels just right here. Some distinctions about our school. We are one of the original bee campuses in the country, meaning that we do recognize the importance of the honeybee population in our country. So we take steps to maintain that. Bee camps or beehives all around campus. We'll see signs that say, hey, look out, there's a bee hive here. Interest at all, it just shows that we do care about our environment. We are an accredited tree campus, and we also do have a farm on campus. So we grow our own produce, fruits and veggies that students and faculty can work on. So you can actually buy produce here on campus. You don't need to go to the grocery store. You can buy that all here on campus. We are one of the top 25 LGBT friendly campuses in the country, as well as one of the 50 best disability friendly campuses in the country as well. We've been consistently ranked as one of the top 10 finalists for best small town in America. And one thing that I didn't have on here is that Movie Maker magazine has ranked Ashland, Oregon as the #1 small town to live and learn to be a filmmaker in America. In terms of academics, we have 38 different majors here at SOU with over 100 different areas. Our top 5 most popular programs are business, education, psychology, criminal justice, and communication. Some other programs I like to highlight are our theater program. Theater generally is one of the first things that people think of when they think about Southern Oregon. Our Oregon Shakespeare Festival that attracts people from all around the world for that year-long festival. There's very much a big demand in performing and creative arts here in Ashland. That definitely rings true for our campus as well. So theater, one of our most popular programs. Another one is our STEM programs, that being biology, chemistry, biochemistry, and environmental science or mathematics. So for students potentially looking to go into the medical field, we have an extremely high percent of students who actually get into medical schools of their choice when they do go through our STEM programs, over 80% of our students for that matter. Another program is our digital cinematography program. One of our newest majors here actually at SOU is digital cinema. So I mentioned just a second ago about that distinction that we are one of the best filmmaking cities in the country. So that is quickly becoming a very popular program for our students here at SOU, a very collaborative driven program, because obviously it takes more than just one student to make a film. So you're going to be working really closely with your classmates in whatever field that may be. If you like being behind the camera, you like producing, directing, if you like the creative writing aspect of writing a script, whatever it may be, there's a wide variety of possibilities when it comes to our digital cinema program. And last I want to make note of is nursing. So we do have a nursing program here at SOU through OHSU, like many other public schools here in the state. So you can do your prereqs as an undergrad here at SOU. It takes about 2 years to do that. And then you can apply for the nursing program. Now it is competitive, just like any other nursing program. Even if you didn't get on your first try, that's okay. You can still pursue an undergrad degree at SOU. And if you get your degree in, let's say, like a biology or any of the health and science fields, you can actually then enter their accelerated program. You would be in the nursing program for about the same amount of time, whether you start after year 2 of prereqs or after you get your bachelor's degree. And you still have equal opportunities for clinical hours and working at one of our nearby hospitals in the area. When it comes to student life, Ashland is a very vibrant and lively town. Even though we are a little bit of a smaller community, Ashland, Oregon has about 25,000 residents. But it doesn't feel like it feels so much bigger than it actually is. Because of the culture and the diversity here. We do have students from all walks of life here. When it comes to being involved, our multicultural clubs are some of our most popular programs here on campus. I was a part of our Latino student union. We also have a Black student union, a Native American club, a Hawaii club. Hawaii club is definitely one of the most popular clubs here as well. And it's not just the multicultural clubs. There's sports clubs, there's religious clubs, a wide variety, over 100 different clubs here at SOU. So it's one of the best ways to get involved. I mentioned athletics. We are a very competitive athletic school here. We are in the NAIA, so similar to a D3 type of school. We do find a lot of success here. Our football team won their first national championship back in 2014. Our women's softball team won their first national title just a couple of years ago. We've had lots of success with individuals in wrestling, track, and cross country. And you do see a lot of support from the community for our athletics. So a lot of our big name games, they're usually always packed with students and people from all around our area. When it comes to money, we are also a WUI school as well. We do automatically award the WUI scholarship to all California residents. There's no application, no GPA minimum, no major restrictions. We also do not have any impact programs as well, so you can be eligible for any major that you would choose to do so. Our average tuition for WUI students comes out to just about $15,000 a year on average. And then you add room and board on top of that. That's what you're going to be looking at realistically. You also award merit-based scholarships for WUI students. So if you meet the minimum GPA requirements, you could potentially receive one of 3 tiered scholarships that can be renewed so long as you maintain your GPA as a student here. And much like most schools with financial aid, we do require the FAFSA. So if you haven't already, fill that out as soon as possible and just make sure that you have SOU as one of your listed schools on there. With our criteria, we are also test optional from now on. It's not just this year, from here on out, we are fully test optional, do not require SAT or ACT. The minimum GPA that we look for incoming freshmen is a 2.5 or a C- in all or above in all college preparatory subjects. I have the averages on there, even though we are test optional. Just mind, our average SAT is about a 10-10 and the ACT is about a 22. Average incoming GPA for freshmen is about a 3.32. Now, Hopefully I covered everything you're looking for. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the chat and I will address them.
Okay, up next is California College of the Arts.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Let me just get my screen shared right here. All right, I'm Columbia Schaefer. I'm an admission counselor with California College of the Arts. We are a small art and design college in San Francisco and Oakland, California. What you're seeing right here is our Oakland campus, which was founded in 1907. We were founded during the height of the arts and crafts movement. We're actually founded by a furniture maker. And so that, real ethos of the arts and crafts movement, a focus on craft making and on, the kind of fine arts has been with us since the very first day in 1907, and certainly remains very core to who we are as an art and design college now. You can see the range of different majors that we offer at CCA, 21 majors total. Some of those original majors like furniture design, like textiles, like photography are going to remain, but we have expanded our offerings over the years. We have a very large and robust animation program. If any of you have been thinking about architecture, we do offer a 5-year B-Arch program, which is one of those fully accredited 5-year programs where students can graduate and take the licensure exam and actually work as architects after their undergrad. So a useful thing to know as you're comparing and contrasting architecture programs. And then another interesting one to point out is our new game arts program that's just getting started. We've been offering game arts as part of animation for a long time, but it is now rolling out onto its own as its own program at CCA. We also offer a couple of undergraduate minors. So much like PNCA, we really do encourage students to have an interdisciplinary experience as artists and to dabble between fields. Minors are one of the ways that you do that at CCA by exploring other areas of study outside of your major. We are a foundation year school. So that means if you don't quite know what kind of art you want to study, but you know that you like to make art, you can come into CCA not knowing what your major is and take our foundation year. You'll take an intro drawing class, you'll take a 2D design class, a 3D design class, and a 4D or time-based media class that covers like film and animation. And so that way you'll get to try all the different fun facilities on campus. You'll get to explore different fields that you maybe haven't had a chance to yet. We are also the only art college in the US that requires students take a critical ethnic studies class. And this is part of our very strongly held belief that art does not happen in a vacuum, that to be a good artist, you have to be aware of and part of the community around you. You need to have strong cultural competency. So taking critical ethnic studies courses throughout your time at CCA is part of how we encourage that in our students. In terms of life on campus, you can see we're a close-knit community. We've got about just 2,000 students total. 1,400 of those are undergrads, and then about 550 are graduate students. What that means for you is that it's an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and you get to really build close relationships with your professors. Being in San Francisco, which is a city full of artists and designers, means that about 95% of our faculty are working professionals, so they are great resources to be able to closely connect with in the class. These are a few images from around campus. We do have over 60 different studios and maker spaces. You're seeing the hot shop from the glass program here. We also house one of the last 3 remaining forges on a university campus if you're into metalsmithing. And we do invite tons of different visiting artists and professionals to come and present each and every week in the classroom. This is an overview of our campus. You can see where we are compared to the skyline of San Francisco. You can also see the brand new student housing that we just built. So we do require students to live on campus their first 2 years at CCA, and that residence hall for first-year students is right across the street. And then after that, you have to make the long commute of 3 blocks from just down the street in the neighborhood. So it's very much a close-knit residential campus where everything's right under one roof. That roof is right there in the city of San Francisco, which is a great city, for creativity. Y'all know you've probably spent plenty of time in San Francisco growing up here in the Bay. So you're able to access world-class museums like the SF MoMA, the DeYoung Museum you see on the left, and you'll also have access to the industry of Silicon Valley. And we notice a lot of our students do think about the intersection of art and technology because of our location in San Francisco. We do encourage students to get internships. These are just a couple of the recent internships that we have at CCA. Over 700 are offered each year, so there'll be something that you're interested in. And we are rated the #1 best value art school according to PayScale's most recent report about return on investment. In terms of admission requirements, it's going to be pretty similar to most of the other schools here today. We want to get an application, including an essay from you, so we understand why you want to make art, what kind of art you like to make, your transcript, so we can understand your academic background, and most importantly, a portfolio. In the portfolio, we really want to see 10 to 15 pieces of work that show us the ideas you're interested in exploring, what's important to you, what's interesting. We're hoping to get a sense of your viewpoint in your portfolio. It is not major specific at CCA. If you want feedback from me, from PNCA, from any of the other 90 art and design schools across the US, check out nationalportfolioday.org. It's a great opportunity where you can join us at virtual portfolio reviews and get one-on-one feedback and actually ask questions about your work. We do offer financial aid. Happy to talk about that. We offer it to 75% of our students. And we also offer a pre-college program. These are the different courses we offer in pre-college, and the website right here is a great way to learn more. The last thing I'm going to do as I wrap up is leave this QR code, which you are welcome to scan, or go to the website there, and you can get more info about CCA, as well as get invited to our upcoming portfolio prep and artist statement writing workshops. So I look forward to getting questions in the chat, and thanks all for your time today.
Thank you. Our next college is University of the Pacific.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the University of Pacific. My name is Vivian. I'm the Assistant Director of Admission for the Bay Area region. A little bit about Pacific is we founded back in 1851, just 1 year after California became a state. That being said, we are the first charter university in California. A little bit about our location. We do have 3 campuses, but most of our undergraduates are located in Stockton campus in the center of California. And Stockton was listed most diverse city under the census report. I want to show you a little bit about our undergrad demographics here. Majority of our student is Asian or Pacific Islander, followed by Hispanic and white non-Hispanic students. And we're really proud of this diversity, as also female and male ratios are really balanced here as well. We are known for helping first generation students. And this is our campus. So how big is our campus? It's about 175 acres and under a little bit of 5,000 students only. Just to give you a quick comparison, if you're looking at San Francisco State, they are smaller than our campus and they have 29,000 students. So that being said, our class size and student faculty ratio is smaller, it's 13:1. We are more in a close-knit community. Students often say that it's easier for them to find friends and they get to participate in research projects, get to hop on a call with professors and even get recommendations from the professors. So if you're looking to have that large university experience and also want a smaller class size environment, University of Pacific is the best option for you. So what major do we offer? We actually have nearly 100 majors, but I like to highlight some of the popular ones here. For example, pre-professional programs allow students to get a doctorate degree in as little as 5 years from freshman college. And we also offer other health sciences major if you're into being a registered nurse, physician assistant, physical therapist, dental hygienist. We do offer kinesiologies, and if you're looking into being a speech specialist or audiologist, we also offer that major. And we're also known for our engineering programs. Out of this engineering major require you to do a co-op program. It's a 7-month paid internship, averaging around $3,700 a month that you will be making in your senior year. If you're into art, we do offer graphic design, studio art, and Media X is a new program we added. If you're interested to learn what goes behind the scenes, filmmaking, animation, directing, acting, or gaming, we all have that in Media X major. We also have a very robust music program. As you can see, all these concentration offer under our music program. If you want to become a teacher, we do offer an educational liberal study major, or you can minor as a teaching credential under any of these majors. We do have students into our law school, so we also offer a political science and criminal justice major to bridge you to either pre-law or our law school. For students that are not sure what they want to study, we do offer exploratory major. About 25% of our freshmen chose this major last year, so they can really discover what path they want to be on. Now, what really set us apart from other universities is the way our students learn. So no matter which major you're in, you will find one consistent component is the real world learning experience. We want you to experience what's like in your field. Not only you can create hands-on learning and project-based environment in the classroom, we also let students participate in clinical rotation, shadowing a dental hygienist, and you get to develop engineering project in a smaller group that really changed the world. The one thing that I want you to take away from this section is our placement rate. We're really proud that 9 out of 10 Tigers here, they graduated last year, either employed or went on for graduate school within 6 months after graduating. And more importantly, 93% of them are working in the field that they desire to be in. And I would like to challenge you guys to do more college research, to ask your university what's their placement rate and also graduation rate. Student life, we are NCAA Division I. We have 7 men's team and 11 women's team. We have over 150 clubs and organizations. We do have a really good grit life here, fraternity and sorority life, and a big rock climbing facility and fitness center, which is free to all our students to use. We recently added an esports team as well. So at Pacific, you are required to use housing for at least your first 2 years, and we have different options for students. If you live in San Francisco Bay Area, I would say this is a good distance for you to live away from home, but yet it's close to your home. In case anything, you can still go home and visit your family. Now, how to apply? You can apply through Common Apps, or you can go to this link up there, yellow highlighted link. We waived our application fee this year, as well as recommendation letter and test score. What's required is your personal statement and transcript. And we do have our required deadline November 15 for pre-dentistry and pre-pharmacy, because those are the most competitive major. The rest of the majors is considered early action deadline, and you get the advantage of automatically considered for our merit-based scholarship ranging from $12,000 to $42,000 a year. And our regular deadline is January 15th. Last but not least, my info is here. You're welcome to send me an email or reach out to me. And thank you.
Thank you. And our final institution tonight is Pacific Lutheran University.
All right, just sharing my screen here. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Kaylee Sadoff. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am a regional admission counselor for Pacific Lutheran University. I get to work with a lot of students coming to the Pacific Northwest from across the country, but for California, I get to work with everyone who lives north of Fresno, so that includes you. PLU, Pacific Lutheran University, is located in Tacoma, Washington, so a little bit further north than the other schools that you've heard about this evening. We are less than an hour south of Seattle, a little over 2 hours north of Portland, and the closest school to Mount Rainier. This just means that there's a ton to do close by campus. You can go into the South Puget Sound by the waterfront. We have a great art museum. You can do a ton of outdoor recreation activities in the Cascades or the Olympic Peninsula or on Mount Rainier. So a lot of great ways to get involved in nature and in the surrounding areas of PLU. A quick overview of our student body. We have about 3,100 students, so a pretty small school with a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and the average class size is 20. This means your professors will know you. So if you're looking for letters of recommendation or internships or research opportunities, they know who you are. They can speak to what you're like in the classroom. About 38% of our students identify as students of color, so we're starting to look like the world that we live in. And about a third of our students are first-generation college students. So we do have a lot of additional resources available for our first-generation students, in addition to our total student population. And we do use your weighted GPA when we're looking at your application. Most of our students come in with at least a 3.0 weighted GPA, and our average weighted GPA for the incoming student is about a 3.70. We have 3 academic divisions, 4 schools, and then interdisciplinary programs. I don't have a slide that lists all of the majors, and so I'm happy to answer questions if you have a specific one you want to learn about. But we offer everything from criminal justice to nursing to musical theater. We have great natural sciences and pre-law and kinesiology. We are a liberal arts school, and so our top majors are from very different areas across campus. We are also a Division III school, which means that all of our scholarships are based in academics and financial need and fine arts. We don't do won the Northwest Conference over 250 times. So we have very strong competitive athletic programs, and even more so than some other programs because our students are doing the sports because they love it enough to take the time to do it. We have over 70 clubs and organizations on campus, ranging from our Asian Pacific Islanders Club to our Hammocking Club. Things like pre-law and pre-med and pre-professional programs are pretty popular on campus as well. And if you want to start your own club, it's very easy to do too. PLU is one of the top 20 schools in the nation for our study away, study abroad programs. We've gone to over 80 countries in the last 15 years. For our semester programs, your financial aid directly applies and you can go for every major. So it's something that's really popular on campus. We often joke that we do all this work to get you to come to PLU and then we immediately send you away and say, there's so much more to see, get off our campus. And so we have a ton of opportunities for you to travel, get credits, have your financial aid apply, and just explore the world and the country. We are on the Common application and it is completely free to apply to PLU. We're on a rolling admission cycle. So we have about a 3 to 4 week turnaround at the most for reviewing your application. And we are also test optional. So we accept test scores if you want to send them. If you don't want to send them, it's not even a box that we have to check. We can just use your transcript, letters of recommendation, essay, and application pieces for your application. As far as scholarships and financial aid go, we offer academic scholarships of up to $27,000 a year. Unfortunately, we're not a part of WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange, because we are a private school, so our in and out of state tuition are the same, whether you're coming from Tacoma or coming from the Bay Area. We also have presidential scholarships for our students who are really involved in leaders in their community, on your school campus, working or volunteering or in all the other things that you do. Those go up to full tuition each year. And we also have fine arts scholarships. And so if you are interested in pursuing art and design or being a part of our music or theater programs, you can get additional scholarships for that on top of financial need and academics. And 97% of our students receive some sort of financial aid from the university. I believe the average package for last year was around $37,000. And so we try really hard to make it affordable to come to school at PLU. I believe that's all that I have. So hopefully there's a little bit of time if you folks have any questions, but thank you so much for listening. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any more questions about PLU.